What's up? What's up? Let's give it a few minutes for more people to come in, and we'll start in 3 minutes. Yes, I will invite you as a speaker. 1 second. Sound check. Yahya.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Let's just get started because there's a lot of information, a lot of slides, and all this is recorded. Okay. So welcome to a new community event, a new show. The name of it is The Emerging Edge. So this is the first time we're doing this show. So, I kind of got the idea for this show because, ultimately the point of TD Pro is to help you make money and to help you save some time. And I think something that we're trying to do more is we're trying to be earlier to stuff. So we kind of are earlier to trends via token radar reports. And I just thought to myself, you know what? I want more events, that can cover some early interesting projects. So here we are. There's the first iteration of the show, and we hope you guys like it. So basically, we're talking about upcoming protocols with potential. And this comes across in a variety of projects. So some have tokens, right? Some are low market cap protocols with tokens, while others are pre-TGE, while others are airdrop opportunities. So it's a variety of things. But the idea is we want to cover projects that are flying under radar and may not be that well known right now. Next thing I want to say is these are not picks. I've always said TD Pro is more of an educational thing. We're not here to be a guru or pick gyms. The truth is right now the market conditions are terrible. So I personally am not invested in any low cap stuff right now just because the liquidity isn't there, right? Liquidity is not there right now. But the way I think about it is when there's blood in the streets, that's when you should actually double down and research the most, right? So we want to educate you guys on some stuff that are interesting and popping. And then let's just say in a few months, if it becomes risk on and liquidity is here, then you already have a list of projects that you know about that have potential. So that's what we're doing. Okay, let's rock and roll. So let's talk about some opportunities. So there are 4 tokens that we're going to cover today. The first one is Liquid, which doesn't have a token. The next one is Glider, also doesn't have a token. And then there are 2 projects that do have a token, Sire and AI XBet. Okay, so this is a show with me and Yahya. So, Yahya's been working with us behind the scenes for over 3 years. So excited to have him help out with some content and present. So take it away, Yahya.
Awesome. I'm here. I've been working with DeFi for 3 years. I don't think I have been in live events as much, so I'll just get started. Liquid is a perp aggregator project. I'll explain what that is later on, but firstly, I want to highlight some key metrics. Firstly, the liquid aggregator grew more than 200% over past 2 months. So from October to September to October, we grew liquid grew more than 200%, and that's a really great number considering the market conditions. The team also raised 7.6 million, and the announcement came on November 4th. So, yeah, this is just the key metrics. And if we go to the next slide, we'll see that we'll see their trajectory of growth. So Liquid opened to public on September, I think. I don't think they opened to public on August. So in September, they opened to public. And they already grew to more than 300 million in volume in October. That's a great number. So, yeah, the reason why the reason why I got very interested in Perplex is because of their niche. It's an aggregator rather than just a Perplex. Usually, all the platforms like Hyperliquid host their own exchanges, their own markets, but this Liquid integrates all the markets from all Perplexes. So compared to just the DEXs, Perplexes are much better because they give you more liquidity and they usually gives you better prices and better prices for traders. So yeah.
So is it kind of like, I don't know, kind of reminds me of either Google Flights that brings everything together, or in crypto terms, it's kind of like Matcha or Jump that, or DeFi Llama or Jumper, right? Something that just aggregates everything in one spot.
Yeah,
interesting.
and yeah. So yeah, I think you hosting the slides and me taking is creating a little bit of friction, but yeah. So this is exactly what we just explained. With Liquid, we can access many of the platforms from a single interface, and there is no competition for this exact use case as far as I know. So this is very unique opportunity, and we are very early. They haven't even started a points program now. Okay, so we'll see a bunch of screenshots here. All of it is showing that with Liquid, you can access stocks, commodities, metals, indices, etc. And we can get all of those markets within a single interface, which is single interface, and anybody can access it. And as far as I know, there is no other project that does exactly this with a very seamless interface. So right now they have mobile apps that has a very cool UX. So we'll see a bunch of screenshots now of different markets on Liquid. So if we could go to next.
This is pretty interesting, especially as more people are getting into gold, getting into individual stocks like Nvidia.
Mm-hmm. So this is showing that Liquid has integrated stock trading via Ostium, which is another app just purely focused on trading stocks. So when it comes to Hyperliquid, it's an expert. It's the best for crypto trading. Ostium is the best for stock trading. Stock, not sport per se, but perp trading of stocks. You can get up to 100x leverage on Google right today. And with crypto regions, we need that kind of exposure. So this is the same point. It's just showing different integrations. And so since Liquid is an aggregator, they are integrating from a bunch of different sources. That's very cool. Yeah. So Alphonse just asked if if this will qualify for points from the backend platforms. So with the example of Ocean, if we trade on later, if we trade stocks on later, we'll automatically qualify for points on Ocean. That's very cool. So when we come to this slide, I'll just explain how I found out about Liquid. So if we go to the next slide, we'll see that they announced their seed fund round on November 4th. So when I saw this title, this exact title, that okay, they're launching a perp dex aggregator, I knew that category was a big winner. So I just started researching it and found out the app was already live. And yeah, so I found out about this project from this news.
So yeah, this is an interesting section we're adding in because we come across new projects all the time, but it's not about the projects. It's like teaching a man how to fish. So we'll list out exactly how we found it so that you guys can find your own projects, and then if you find something cool, you guys can also post it in the group chats for everyone to see.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So, what makes Liquid interesting? Firstly, as I emphasized multiple times, I think this niche is very, very attractive. I'm a big fan of DEX aggregators. Yeah. Yeah, I'm rambling again. Okay. Okay. Then the second point is their upcoming points program. They have only hinted at it now. There is nothing official. They're also very early. So. Then the third point is the one Alphonse just highlighted, which is that we can farm multiple airdrops on the backend. So if we trade stocks on Liquid, we are already farming Ostium on backend. So yeah, that's the three major points why I think this is very interesting.
yeah. I think I find this interesting because, well, it solves a problem, right? So I think because it aggregates perps across multiple platforms in an easy to use platform, and then second, you could trade multiple types of stuff, not just crypto, and then of course airdrops are always good.
Mhm. So yeah, when it comes to team, this guy has worked in Two Sigma, the Show, and Citadel, and that's like Messi and Cristiano of TradFi trading. So yeah, I think the founders and team is very legit, and this kind of credible founders is not that common in crypto. So yeah, that's very bullish.
Is this guy doxed or not?
I think he's doxed, but I haven't checked out his LinkedIn yet. But yeah, like chief AI scientist at Two Sigma, I think he is doxed.
Oh yeah, I
But
mean,
I
I just
haven't.
saw the name Wang, and I'm pretty sure with this much information, people can reverse engineer where he's from.
Mm. So as for upcoming Catalyst points program is one we already talked about it multiple times. Then they do not have a web application yet. Still, they have more than 330 million in volume. So when they launch web application, it will be a big catalyst because because I think most people trade perps from computer rather than phone. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I
right now
literally
they
do no
only have a million.
trading. I do zero trading on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of stupid as well. So with regards to risk, okay, so this is a little bit technical, as in there is a technical argument to be made that there is no technical moat, because arguably anyone can create an interface for multiple perplex platforms on the back end. And Aaron has already listed an example of Dextra bot, which was a bot that integrated multiple farming, multiple perps on the back end for users to farm. But Dextrabot is not a direct competitor, but it shows that there is no technical moat, no big technical moat.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Kyber swap, matcha, 1 inch jumper, deep bridge. Basically, at the end of the day, they're all the same. They aggregate all from the same places, and I just use one over the other due to familiarity with the UX. But there's really not many moats in this field.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. So
So essentially, what's the
with
opportunity here? The opportunity is just to simply use this and hope for airdrops. Is that the play?
yeah, that's the play. Also, many regions are traders, and they are going to trade anyway. So trade using this. Do your normal trading here. The big opportunity is obviously airdrop opportunity. Airdrop.
Yeah, I think this is worth getting exposure to if you use leverage. I don't use leverage, but at the same time, I think everyone's just chasing the next quote unquote hyperliquid, right? Everyone's chasing the next hyperliquid, and I think the founder is interesting. There's a lot of backing from Paradigm and other people, so I think this is plus EV to try. Okay, excellent.
Mhm.
So Yehia's going to cover the next one, and I'm going to cover the last two. All right, let's look at the next
Okay.
one, Yehia.
All right. So Glider, this is a portfolio management tool that I really like. I think Melchi put it on our radar. So if we go to the next slide, we'll see key metrics. So firstly, it recently announced a raise led by A16Z Crypto Startup Accelerator, which is the best one of the best VC firms. So the team and the backers are legit, and if and the team and the backers are legit. But one caveat right now is that right now it's only available on base, but but they will expand to almost all of the EVM chains soon enough.
Something I struggle with sometimes is we have this bias where it's backed by Paradigm, backed by A16Z, backed by whatever, and in theory it's plus EV in theory because obviously they did some due diligence. The founders are doxxed; they're a lot less likely to rug, but you have to counterbalance it with the other parts of unlocks and team dumping and looking at investing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, we'll go to next section, which explains what's Glider. So it's an automatic or programmatic portfolio management across chains. So we investors have these internal rules for portfolio management. Say if the ratio between Ethereum and BTC cross this by that kind of stuff. We can Most of the good investors can formalize, not exactly formalize, but they can formalize rules for their trading. And this application helps you implement that formal rules as a programmatic execution layer. Does that make sense? So it will be clear in the next two slides. Yeah, so
feels like this is Bank on steroids, where it's just not checking your portfolio, but it can actually
so the system
execute.
Yeah. So here are the conditions that you can make use of. So the topmost is vertical. It's like how you want to allocate between different assets, and then under all these conditions, then you can choose different criterias for buying and selling. So you can see the Kaito AI thingy there. So I think in the near future we will be able to invest. Yeah.
So it looks like for now, is there an AI component, or is this more like an if-then statement where we set up formulas and stuff?
Right now it's mostly if-then, but I think at the higher level we need the if-then stuff. We only need AI at the bottom level, in my opinion. So Kaito AI can power some suggestions. So yeah. Right now, it's
Oh,
just
this
it's
is
that.
cool.
So yeah, this
Uh,
screenshots makes the opportunity very clear, in my opinion.
is there the ability yet to copy trade people? Like, if I find a cool smart money portfolio, can I just copy what they're doing, or are there like templates or formulas?
Yeah, when you open the app, they give you three templates, but those three templates are not that great. I don't think they have template sharing activated yet, but I think it will soon come. So yeah, Alphonse has more experience with this app. So if yeah, I'll ask for his this thing as well, his opinion, his experience, whether he was able to copy other people's rules and stuff. I don't think it's like that, but yeah, I'll wait for Alphonse answer as well. So what makes Glider interesting? I think it's a very useful, very cool app. You can use strategies complex strategies to automatically manage your portfolio. And the most important thing is that this is a good points program for to farm. You can just you can just allocate part of your portfolio, set it and forget it, and you can earn a lot of points.
Yeah, it looks like there's not a lot of usage so far because I'm looking at the total deposits, and I mean, some of them have very, very low amounts in.
Yeah, so I think that's part of the reason why I think the points program is attractive now. So uh, it's I don't think it's very early. I don't think it says anything bad about the protocol. I think it's just we are too early, because I don't think it's bad because the team is credible.
Yeah, hmm. It's so funny to me because I see 569 people doing 50-50 BTC and ETH. And for me, if you're going with a strategy that complex, it's not worth the additional protocol risk of, you know, like for me, I think the balancer hack or exploit earlier this week kind of shook me up just because balancer is, to me, it's on the level of
Yeah,
Uniswap, right? It's Aave Uniswap level, almost on that tier. So if they can get hacked, anyone can get hacked. But yeah.
yeah. So I think this should be seen as a points farming opportunity right now. So with Liquid earlier, we had a clear use case. This one also has a clear use case, but as Edgy just said, I don't recommend doing this for use case per se. I think this should be seen as a points farming opportunity. Users can earn $1, one point per dollar they keep on Glider each day, which is sweet, I think, considering we are very early. Yeah. So this is what I said earlier. The team is very, very good. As in, they are a group of engineers who had worked at MetaMask, Coinbase, Matcha. All those are top tier crypto companies. So team is really good. Okay, so the upcoming catalysts that can bring Glider more attention. First one would be obviously more network support. Right now, it only supports Base. So as they expand to include Arbitrum, when Mega it comes, that as well, I don't know. So they can theoretically support all EVM chains. So that's great. Then the second catalyst would be more ways to implement if then rules. So for example, Kato AI is not live yet. So I think there will be a lot of crazy stuff to automatically pick tokens powered by Kato AI. So that's another catalyst. I think they can keep on integrating more such things, which each of them will be good catalysts.
I think, yeah, what's interesting is we know what the end goal is. And it's really interesting to me how you have Glider, you have Hayanon, you have different Def AI, and it's really interesting to see how essentially the end goal is how do we make managing our portfolio more profitable and less friction and less time and less mental energy. So it's interesting how different people are tackling this. And the way I think about this is, I guess this is the version one. It's not compelling enough for me to start depositing money into this. I see the vision though. And remember, this is version one, version two, version three. Then we could start introducing AI. We could start introducing agents and some other stuff. But yeah, this looks pretty interesting. I think this would have really slapped 2 years ago.
Yeah. So what you just said earlier about it being it competing with stuff, DeFi stuff like DeFi stuff like Hanon is accurate. And I personally think this model is better than the chat interface model, because yeah, I personally think this model is better. But yeah, it's long way out. So when it comes to risks, Glider is new. It's not battle tested. There's a lot of smart contracts risk. So we should be we should be afraid of that. Second one is liquidity risk. So right now we are trusting Glider to execute our trades. So we don't know much about how exactly they are executing the trades. Maybe what if there are two pools for an asset? One pool has good liquidity and the other has bad for some weird reason. The execution can be unreliable, liquidity can be bad, and your trade might go bad. So that's a risk that we should be aware of. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. All right. Thanks for covering it. So, all right. Yeah, we got two interesting projects. So, like I said, I think this the point of the show is just to make it easy for you guys to see what is cutting edge and what is new. So, okay. So the previous two are tokenless. The next two do have tokens. So the first one is a token called Sire. Okay. So this is an agent on base. So this is an interesting project. So current market cap is 8.2 million. FDV is also 8.2 million. So you guys can see the contract address there, the CA. So key metrics already hit the vault cap of 500,000 on A Vault. So what is A Vault? You can deposit USDC, and it's an AI agent that will use the money for sports betting. Sports betting. So I think sports betting is everywhere. Like it's becoming very, very popular, especially with Gen Z. I just saw ESPN I think they just signed a massive contract with DraftKings today. And I don't do any sports betting. Fun fact: I used to bet a lot on MMA fights like 15 years ago. So I did that, but I don't do that anymore. I get enough betting from my crypto. But yeah, it's an AI agent that does sports betting on your behalf. Okay. So here's what's interesting. Since launching, AVault has a 68% win rate across 44 positions. So I'm not sure if 44 subtle positions is statistically significant. For me, I think that's pretty good, right? So yeah, that's the win rate, and you guys can see the profit and loss is $8,000. So how did we find Sire? So I think
so
Alphonse
one
found
thing I
them.
would
Huh. Go on. Did you say something? Okay. So basically, we found this through Nansen. So Alphonse was tracking smart money, and he noticed Sire ranks among the top for 30-day inflows without as much outflow. So that's something else to think about with smart money. If you guys are looking at smart money movements yourself, you want to look at the net inflows, right? So for example, if 30 people are buying 100,000 worth, but selling 100,000 worth, and that's not really good, right? Whereas with this one, the flows are net positive.
Yeah, I think multiple people saw the project on different channels, so that makes this more interesting, more yeah.
Okay, so Sire keeps showing up on our radar. So Alphonse saw it among inflows with smart money. Garang saw it back in September. And then Yahya saw an X post with a screenshot of the profitability. So that's something else that's interesting. If a project is good, you'll see this echo chamber, right, among different places. So that says that there's buzz and sentiment building. So something else we saw, excuse me, is there was 14 straight winning positions in the past few days. So you guys can actually see the details in the notes here, right? The actual games and stuff. So I'm not really sure how the algorithm works because I actually don't watch sports. So I'm wondering if it's like a social sentiment kind of thing or what kind of edge. So that's where we're going to get in. What is Sire Agent? How does it work? So you guys can see here the two products, A Vault. So we put money in and then it makes sports betting on our behalf. Next is the AI agent. So you can talk to it to get insights on sports betting. So this was developed using the core technology behind ScoreVision, which operates on bit tensor subnet 44. So let's see, ScoreVision is a decentralized computer vision system designed to analyze football matches in real time. Here's what it looks like when ScoreVision is processing a match. Okay, so let's see how this works. They have, oh, really interesting. So it looks like real time analyzing the performance based on whatever their algorithm is.
Yeah,
So
so
let's see. So step one, ScoreVision converts the live video into data packets that can be used by quantitative core. Step two, quantitative core. So this takes a structured stream of data from step one, combines it with their Sire LLM, and generates actionable trading signals. Step three, autonomous agent. Signals are available in the terminal so you can bet yourself. Or it can be used and executed through automated pools. Very
yeah, so
interesting.
this is their law. So this is just overview of their architecture. More detailed architecture, we have screenshotted it. Basically, they take all the information and then they run it through their AI model and then use that insights to trade on or trade with their agent, as well as users can trade differently their own as well. So and it learns from each iteration. So once agent bets and it get results, it will use that results to upgrade the model. So the model should theoretically keep getting better.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so what makes Sire interesting? So the first one is, I think the TMA is huge. The total addressable market is huge and it's growing, especially among Gen Z. I feel like whenever I scroll, I mean, I don't scroll TikTok, but Instagram and other places, I just see RainBet, I see DraftKings, I just see sports gambling and sports betting just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So most people just, what's interesting is most people, you know, think of their sports betting as either luck or they, I don't know. I've seen so many different algorithms and methods. Like I seen one guy, what he does is he just stalks the players and he's just looking for like breakups and stuff that could affect their emotions. Or other people look through injuries, right? Injuries and this guy is out and that makes it minus EV. And then there's also people who are professional sports better, right? But the problem is there's so many freaking variables and it's really hard for a single individual to really calculate it well because there's so many variables. But yeah, essentially Sire has their algorithm and they are making it available to everyone. The skepticism I have is simply like, does this work or not, right? Like, and the problem is I don't really know about sports betting that well. But guys, they had 14 straight wins in the past month, so yeah, it seems like it's capable of doing something. So
Mhm.
let's see the prediction.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's a team and backers? So this is built by Sire Dow with a core team coming from Score Technologies. So good news, the team is fully doxed and experienced. So the co-founder, let's see what he has done. Microsoft. Okay, holy wow, this guy's old. This guy's old as fuck. Let me see. 10 years as an angel investor. Okay, so what's interesting is our first two projects had a lot of VCs, whereas this one's the opposite, where they don't have any major backers. But remember, there's a positive to this because the distribution is fairer. That's why you saw the market cap and the FDV are both 8 million roughly. Tokenomics. Sire was previously known as D King, but recently rebranded. I don't know the story, but D King automatically makes me think DraftKings, right? So it's kind of sus, right? It's kind of sus. I call it brand hijacking, or did they do that on purpose?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the new tokenomics. The focus is on reducing the supply by rewarding the stakers. So that is good. You know, you guys know any mechanisms for reducing supply, such as buyback and burn, is good. So 50% of all fees go to staker rewards. That's also good because you're encouraging people to hold the token and not sell it. Unlock access to the pro mode. Lower performance fees and withdrawal fees. So this is similar to like Binance and Bybit, Mantle kind of stuff. 10% of total fees will be used for Sire buybacks. So here's what the bullish case looks like. Great prediction model, strong performance, larger profits. So here's the flywheel, right? Okay, give me a second to read this screenshot. I think this looks pretty good. There's some buybacks, there's staking. Obviously, I wish the percentage is higher, but I think this is okay. And I think, yeah, essentially, this all predicts whether this token is successful or not. Just depends on how well the win rate is, because even for someone like me that doesn't really do sports betting and has no idea what it is, if they can keep this win rate up, then I might be tempted to put some money in it myself. So let's look at the performance. So once again, this does have a token. So what do we see here? The decaying to Sire migration, and then now we see before it almost reached 25 million, and now it has dipped down to looks like 8 million, 7 million-ish. So yeah, looks like the October 10th crash definitely took some momentum out of it. So yeah, this could be a buy, but like I said, the problem right now is it's just not really good market conditions. I would personally put this on my watch list. I think it's interesting. What they're doing is interesting, and it really depends on how well their win rate does. But I think it's a very interesting niche, and sports betting is definitely on the up and up.
Yeah.
So upcoming catalysts, new sports coverage. So live across multiple sports. That's always good. Hedge fund partnership. So what is this? 300 million assets under management deployment using Sire's intelligence agent. So new season approaching, total AUM could go up to 800 million. Do we know which sports betting hedge fund this is. So something to do, guys, is for me, whenever I see something bold, I need details, right? So I'm just telling you guys as a investor, when I'm looking at tokens, because people bullshit all the time. So you definitely have to be a little bit skeptical. So what are the risks? So number one, obviously there's could be bugs and different exploits. Next, I mentioned this before, but 44 subtle positions is not statistically significant. And then we also have to see, as they roll out to different sports, how well does the performance carry over? So, for example, let's just say if they have a high win rate playing football, right? Playing football, but then they expand to basketball and tennis, and then now they start losing. That's also a concern.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty interesting.
Hmm. So I think another thing that I'm kind of worried about is that when I researched it, I didn't see exactly how they are integrating with the different betting markets. So if it's just poly market or crypto native platforms, I'm not sure if they will have enough liquidity to when they grow, they won't have enough liquidity to bet something, because poly market liquidity is not that great for many things. So yeah, that's one concern, how exactly they are integrating with the different betting platforms and trust assumptions there.
Okay, next token, AIXBET. So this one is one that I found and is on my radar. So AIXBET, AIXBet on base. There's the contract address. So this is really small token. It's 3.45 million. Yeah, pretty small, but like I said, we're here to find some potential gems. So AIXBET currently holds a 76.6% win rate with 466 positions. Okay, so this is interesting because the win rate is high and there's a lot more data, 466 positions. So the team has 3 public alpha pools with the average ROI of 52.64%. So yeah, I mean, the numbers speak for itself, right? Numbers speak for itself. So what is this? What does this agent do? So AIXBET is an AI agent for prediction markets. So the previous one was Sire was focused on sports betting. This is focused on prediction markets. Okay, so think of it like Nansen, but built for prediction markets. So where's the algorithm coming from? How does the magic work? The magic comes from tracking quote unquote smart money prediction market bettors. So they use their algorithm to find smart money, and then they have their own data with pattern matching, and then that's how they come up with their signals. So the impressive model, I mean, is this enough to show that there's an edge? I think so, right? I think there's enough data now to show it has an edge. So how do you get exposure to this? Okay, so you can get the signals and do your own trades, or you could deposit USDC into Alpha Pool. So this is very similar to Sire in some ways, right? So one, you could deposit USDC and then it handles the trades, and then you get 70% of the total profits. I like that. I like that split. So let's just take a look. So all the performances are live and verifiable. That is also good. Fundraising was from community, profit split, profit sharing pool, and then 10% for the treasury to help grow the protocol. Everything looks really good. So what makes this interesting? The AIXBT is participating in the virtual unicorn program with their AXB launch on virtuals. So they purchased 70,000 of their own money, or 70,000 of their own supply, and locked it with their own money. We don't own a single penny of unlocked tokens. Huh. I like this. So this shows they have incredible skin in the game. Everything is transparent. So yeah, that's the longer you lock, right, the more points you earn. Once AIXBT hits 10 million fully diluted value and becomes tradable, they'll snapshot all the lockers and distribute rewards. Interesting. So they are literally all in trying to get it to 10 million FDV. Let's look at
This is the
the
same
token
story with the
performance.
last chart.
Let's look at the token performance. Okay, I think it's holding pretty well considering the size of the token and the choppy conditions. I think the price is holding well. Obviously, it's down, but what isn't down, right? What isn't down? Upcoming catalysts. Copy trade move. So instead of just watching the whales, the copy trade upgrade could allow you to follow every move they make. Okay, so we have seen that copy trading, there is a demand for copy trading because GMGN AI or BonkBot is a major source of revenue. There's also instant alerts. Okay, that is very powerful for prediction markets because if there's sudden movement in the opposite way, then the sooner you know, the better. Risks. Team is Anon. Okay, team is Anon. There's no audits. Fuck, this is kind of sus. Team is Anon and there's no audits. But come on, you guys know most of crypto is Anon. I'm Anon, right? People are Anon for different reasons. I think this is interesting. I think 3 million, market cap is what, 3.5 million. So I think this has some potential. If I was more risk on, I think this could be an interesting play. So right in the chat, we shared 4 tokens today. Which one was your favorite, or which one is the most interesting to you guys?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
So for me, not Sire, not Glide. I guess for me, the first one, the perch aggregator is the most interesting. So I'm not counting AIXBT since I found this one, but for the ones that I didn't know about before, I think the perch aggregator is interesting to me.
Yeah, for me, I think so. I'll exclude Perpex aggregator because I found it. For me, afterwards it will be Glider because I think the app is really cool. And with regards to betting things, I think it all depends on the model, and there is no guarantee that this model can scale. Can work better when they scale to higher market caps and stuff, higher trading volumes and stuff. So yeah, I think Glider will be my pick.
I think the problem with Glider is I've just seen so many apps try to do a variation of this before, and we're seeing this also with Def AI, these automated portfolio managers, and I just haven't seen a single one just really explode. And then second is have it skyrocket in popularity, and then second is there's just this trust factor where I mean I don't mind putting like $1,000 into it, but any more than that it just doesn't have I just feel the risk versus reward is just way too high, and I think that's also something I've been thinking a lot about with DeFi.
Okay.
With let me finish.
So you're worried about smart contractors, right?
What was that? Hold on. Let me finish my thought. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, with the balancer exploit, something we have to really consider is just stable coins. But yeah, I think someone posted something interesting, especially with Terra Luna. It's like anytime we're farming stable coins, and then the reward is only like 4% or 5%. Like, is that really worth the risk of losing all your capital? And then when I see something like lighter, I like the thought about it, but then I can't imagine farming like, let's say 25,000, right, into something that just isn't as battle tested. And for what improvement? Because the rebalancing, I could rebalance my shit once a week, and it doesn't really take me that much time. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, makes sense. So you are really worried about smart contract risks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, especially because the thing is the value proposition of this is they get access to your whole portfolio, right? So it's not like you're
no.
farming one position.
So yeah, what did you say? I interrupted. Sorry for that.
So for me, I guess when I look at the risk versus reward, they get access to your whole portfolio because they have to manage it. And then for me, because it's not that battle tested yet, I'm afraid they're going to rebalance it, put it into like different pools that have a lot of slippage or low liquidity and just, fuck shit up. So for me, I'm not interested in being like the guinea pig.
Yeah. So with regards to that, I will say that it's non-custodial, as in the fund is in a wallet controlled by our signature. So the access, it does not have the same level of CFI risks. So with the recent Stream Finance exploit, the fund was actually with them, but with this application, the fund is actually with us. They are just execution. They are only handling execution. So yeah.
Yeah, still risky. So even if you deposit, they only manage what you deposited. Well, that's the point. Even if I deposit 10K, I'm the idea is if they're managing what I'm depositing, the whole value proposition of it is to manage my whole portfolio, right? So I'm not gonna just put $500 in because then there's no managing with $500. That's just a single position for me. Okay, let's call it to let's end it here. So all right, hope you guys enjoyed this. For us, we're constantly trying to improve TD Pro, and I think we take the feedback seriously. So a lot of you guys mentioned you wanted more coverage in new projects, more stuff on narratives, more stuff on yield, more stuff on smart money. And you guys can see we've been planning and working on some of this stuff for the past few months. And now we are, starting to execute the vision. And this was the first time doing this. So, I already wrote some notes down on how to improve this, how to make it flow faster, how to get more signals. So yeah, it's just going to keep getting better and better. But I hope you guys appreciate it. Okay, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Yeah.